India Ratings and Research has maintained a stable outlook on both public and private sector oil and gas companies for FY18. INDRA expects public sector companies to sustain strong linkages with the Government of India or maintain business stability in case of standalone ratings. The upstream companies are likely to benefit from the increase in domestic gas prices, the higher crude prices, and the almost nil subsidy burden expected to be borne by them during FY18. The downstream companies, on the other hand, would see a moderation in their GRMs during FY18. Their continued capex is likely to result in leverage inching up moderately. However, their credit profiles would still remain comfortable. Crude prices are likely to remain in the range of $55 to $60 per barrel in FY18. This is likely to be supported by the OPEC and non-OPEC members' production cut by 1.2 million barrels per day and 0.6 million barrels per day beginning 1st of January 2017. Despite the cuts, oil prices are unlikely to rise further as increased production from the US drillers could increase supplies. We expect minimal subsidy sharing by upstream companies on account of the government decision to increase kerosene prices, lower the overall consumption, and also fixation of the per unit subsidy to be borne by the government for both LPG and kerosene. We expect net realization for the upstream companies to be nearly $54 per barrel in FY18, which would almost be similar to the historical range of $45 to $60 per barrel. INDRA expects the domestic natural gas prices to rise to $2.7 per MMBTU in first half 18 and then to $3.1 per MMBTU in second half FY18, driven by the increase in the prices of the reference indices. On the spot LNG, we expect the prices to remain benign during FY18, driven by a multitude of factors, namely significant supply side capacity additions, peaking of demand from major LNG importers globally like Korea, Japan and China, competition from alternative fuels like fuel oil and coal, increasing share of non-LNG trade, expiration of global long-term LNG contracts, and increased competition in the Indian LNG market itself. However, for the term LNG, we expect the FOB pricing to be nearly $7.5 to $8 per MMBTU on the expectation that the crude price stays between a range of $55 to $60 per barrel in FY18. We also do not rule out a situation wherein again spot LNG prices might actually become lower than the term LNG prices, thus again pressurizing term LNG volume offtake. Given this backdrop, we expect significant increase in LNG volume import in India to about 79 MMSCMD in FY18 and continue to believe city gas distribution to be the most favorably placed for reaping the benefits of the increased focus on natural gas. We expect a moderation in FY18 gross refining margins compared to FY17 levels on account of the decline in crack spreads seen across the key products, namely diesel, petrol and LPG. Additionally, the inventory gains during FY18 are likely to be limited, given that crude prices are likely to rise only moderately from the December levels of $50 per barrel to $55 per barrel. However, improvements in refinery configurations, increase in yields, and continued high capacity utilizations on the back of strong product demand would offset the GRM decline to a certain extent. INDRA expects moderation in GRM coupled with the continuing capex to result in moderately higher leverage for most of the OMCs in FY18.